My Bloody Valentine, New Order, Cocteau Twins. Like it's kind of in that wheelhouse. It's the realization of kind of a lifelong dream of both of ours. It's kind of the natural progression for us as songwriters and musicians, and we're really proud of it. And it's benefiting the ACLU, which is a really important organization that we've both supported for a long time. And now is the time to be supporting these organizations that are, promoting civil rights and human rights, and ensuring that we move the world in a positive direction that holds people accountable for injustices. And so,
wow.
Yeah, it was.
Congrats.
Thank you. It was one of those things that was just like, we did it. It didn't cost us really any money. And we were just like, let's just like, we'll just make all the proceeds. Like the label asked us, because they're helping us put it out. And they were like, do you want like 50% of the proceeds or 75 or whatever? And we said, let's just like do all of it, because that's really not what this is about. Like, I think it's the start of something, and we'd like to do more of this project. But right now it's like, we did this and we're proud of it and we want to put it out, but we don't really need to worry about the other stuff. So it's like, we'd rather it just go to, anybody that buys it, just the money goes to something worthwhile.
It'll come around anyways at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and as long as from a personal standpoint, as long as people hear it, that's all that really matters to me. So, and
I love that.
You have anything to add, Brent? I don't know.
So I'll put a link. I'll put a link in the show notes so people could go find it.
Totally.
Awesome.
So you'll have to send me a link
yes,
when it goes live,
for sure.
Before this goes live.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Anything else you guys want to share with the audience before we wrap up our conversation?
I don't know. Anything, Bren?
Not that I can think of.
I don't know. I was just
we touched on a lot of things. It's all good.
Yeah. I mean, I would say just take care of each other. That's kind of a broad, corny message, but like, I feel like everybody kind of needs to hear that right now. Like, it's a weird time. But it's also a good time to do music too, because it kind of keeps you centered and grounded. And,
I will ask you one more question. When each of you guys are just getting started doing your thing, like just learning how to do production or songwriting and all that stuff, what's one thing that you didn't know about that you wish you knew about that you'd want to impart on somebody who's like at the beginning of their process?
Oh boy. For me personally, I would say that I didn't really know that. I don't know how to word this. It's like I remember like early on, I would get really, really nervous and uncomfortable like in a studio, and I would think that I had to like be on at all times, almost like it's like a live show. And I didn't really know that to really have like an ideal studio experience, you kind of have to have the opposite. It's not like you're auditioning for somebody. It's not like you're like putting on a show. It's an environment to where you are supposed to be like relaxed and open and creative so that you can actually accomplish things. And I didn't really know that's what a studio was supposed to be. And as I've gotten older, like you just sort of learn that and you get more comfortable with it. And I'm way more comfortable in a studio than I am on stage, 100%. And so that's the biggest thing that I've learned that I would say for anybody who's just starting out, like even just starting out in studio work, like you don't have to be not just like performing, like, if you're starting out as an engineer, if you're assisting or something, or if you want to, try your hand at production, like it's, you don't have to go into it. Like, it's of course normal to be nervous, but like to put all this pressure on like one experience or your first session or whatever, you just go in, soak in the experience, be open-minded and open to trying things out and making suggestions and speaking up too, I think is really important, especially if there's multiple people involved in the project. I think it's good to sort of like, let your voice be heard and let your ideas out. So I didn't know that was I mean, I like saw studios and just thought they were like, very rigid like environments where you had to have everything planned out and like written out and all this stuff. And I always saw the whiteboards with people, marking down as tracking was progressing and stuff like that, which is important to be organized. But like, I always thought it was like a very strict environment. Like that's how you make a record. And it's really not. It's really kind of however you want it to be. But I think an overall thing is that you have to be calm and open and excited and about the possibilities of what could happen. That's what I would impart on people, because I certainly didn't know that when I started.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Brendan?
I would say that there's no wrong way to do something, or no right way, more so. I think early on I got obsessed with like making sure I was doing everything correctly, and I was always nervous that I was gonna do something wrong, and if I did something wrong, it was gonna like as an engineer, it was gonna like ruin the whole project or something like that. And then as at a certain point, I kind of realized that like, oh, there's kind of no real correct way to do anything, and sometimes doing things the exact wrong way might actually be exactly what you're looking for. So I think that was a really important lesson for me.
Yeah. You're reminding me of some of the Israeli guys I've interviewed, like Ori Winokur and Hillel Reiner. Some of my first episodes are really like just like experiment with shit and just like don't be too precious and just like
totally
mess things up.
Yep.
Exactly.
So yeah, just if anybody wants to listen back and like hear more things, more people that are talking in this
I'm going
vein,
to. I'm going to go back to
important.
those episodes.
It's important vein to listen to.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, this has been so fun. Great to meet you, Brendan, and great to chat with you again, Sean.
Yeah.
And how can we find you guys on the internet?
So I would say, my Instagram is at Sean Kelly Music. Our band's Fragile Tomorrow, fragiletomorrow.com. Instagram for So Sure is So Sure Official. All that kind of stuff. We're on Facebook and stuff. Quick little Google search will get you there too. But yeah. Brendan, what is your Instagram handle?
What's your handle?
It's Sir Brendan of Kelly. It's very stupid.
Amazing.
Oh, and also I would say Noise Generator Effects.
Glorious.
Oh yeah, Noise Generator.
Yeah.
That's our pedal demo.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if
Awesome.
you're a guitar,
I'll put links to all that stuff
you're a
in
nerd.
as well as the new EP.
Yeah.
In the show notes. Stay safe out there. Thanks for the schmooze. And next time you're in Israel, you get to hit me up.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Totally.
much. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure, man. Men. Humans. All right, peace out. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Secret Sonics. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Sean and Brendan as much as I did. If you enjoyed this episode or any of our other episodes, I'd super appreciate it if you would go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review. It really helps the show. And if you could share this episode or your favorite episode with a friend or two, that would also really help the show move forward. In addition to that, you can find us on social media. Just search for Secret Sonics. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. And you can email me at secretsonics@gmail.com if you have any comments, feedback, guests you might want to recommend, anything like that. So that's about it for now. Until next time, I hope you guys have a great week. Stay safe out there and dig in. Bye-bye.